As we promised, well, we promised at the first session, that's way back on Wednesday, that when we end this convention, we would feature here in the studio the new national officer team. I say this every year after I interview, and I've interviewed national officer teams now since 1958. And I say every year, they can't get any better, but they do. So we're going to meet the new national officer team, beginning with the Central Vice President. Sir, come on in, because we say hello to Stephen Bruxius from the state of Iowa. So let's begin by finding out where in Iowa, and we always want to name the chapter and the chapter advisor.
I'm from Northwest Iowa, small town, Sibley-Ocheyedan FFA chapter. My retired ag advisor is Mr. Mike Earl, and my current one is Brian Gottlob.
And your SAE?
Dairy production. I actually grew up on a dairy farm, so my family is a fifth-generation dairy farm, working with my grandfather, my dad, my uncle, and grandma on the farm.
Have you ever had to milk in a cow milking contest?
I was actually in a goat milking contest at our state fair. Didn't turn out too well.
Not too well. I'm the 5-time Illinois State Fair cow milking champion, so you and I may sit down sometime and do this.
All right, let's bring it on.
You are going to have to, here we're getting a look at your running on stage. You're going to have to drop out of education for a year, so tell me where you are and what you're planning to do.
I'm at Iowa State University studying agricultural education and global resource systems.
Ag education, does that mean teaching?
Well, I'd like to do some international work first, working overseas in a developing country, and then someday possibly coming back to the family farm or becoming a teacher.
There's a shortage. We've been talking about that a lot during this convention, so I hope you'll consider it.
Well, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Steve Bruxius from Iowa. He is Central Region Vice President. Thank you for being here, and congratulations.
All right, thanks, Orion.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on now to our next national officer, Southern Vice President Jackson Harris. From where, Jackson?
I'm from Eufaula, Alabama. That's southeast Alabama, right on the Georgia line.
What's going on in Alabama? You have a football team that keeps winning, and this is the second year in a row we've had a national officer from your state.
Yeah, there's something in the water, and I obviously got big shoes to fill with Wiley Bailey retiring this year. I think he wears about a 14-size shoe, so big shoes to fill.
So let's name your chapter and your advisor.
I'm from Eufaula, Alabama, and my advisor is Buster Padgett.
And your SAE?
It's ag mechanics. Yeah, I didn't grow up on a family farm, didn't grow up on any kind of farm. So ag mechanics when I got into to high school, and that became my SAE, restoring antique tractors.
And your college education will be interrupted, so what year and where?
I'm a sophomore at the University of Alabama. I study community development. This semester I've been at Oklahoma State, so I've been a cowboy for the last semester, and so I'm having to leave 2 places right now.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be old.
That's a good answer. I've never heard that answer from an FFA officer before, but from the standpoint of a career.
I'd like to work in a small town city hall, chamber of commerce, do good work for good people in a good place.
Politics?
Well, we'll see, Orion.
Jackson, congratulations, and thank you for joining us, and have a great year.
Thank you so much, Orion.
Jackson Harris, that's our Southern Region Vice President. Let's now meet our Western Region Vice President, and this is Jason Wetzler, and you are from where?
I'm from a small suburb of Portland, Oregon, Clackamas, Oregon.
And talk to me about your FFA chapter and advisor.
I'm pretty fortunate to have both my parents as my chapter advisors, Kathy and Wynn Mayfield, and we are an urban program, a North Clackamas FFA, like I said, just located right south of Portland.
Now, when you say fortunate to have your parents, don't they make it a little tougher on you so they don't show favoritism?
Well, I have a little sister who's the youngest of all boys, and so she gets all the favoritism.
So let's talk about your SAE.
I had a swine herd in high school and a swine production, so I raised and showed show hogs for kids around my county.
How many blue ribbons?
Not enough, I don't think, but I had fun doing it. So.
And let's talk about education. What are you doing at the moment, and what kind of a major?
Well, Jackson and I are both cowboys, actually. I'm a cowboy permanently, whereas he's going to Alabama. So I go to Oklahoma State University, and I'm studying agricultural leadership with an international education option.
Second person to mention global or international. What would you like to do in the world?
I want to go to countries like Benin and Mali, Africa, and work on building infrastructure within local governments to promote subsistence farming.
Well, that's an honorable career to follow, and we wish you very well in doing it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Orion.
Okay, an opportunity to meet Jason Wetzler, the Western Region Vice President. One more Regional Vice President, the Eastern Vice President, and this is Wes Davis, a chicken farmer.
Yes, I actually grew up on a small little piece of land, 2 acres, and actually raised chickens through high school and sold eggs in my community.
Let's talk about your chapter and your FFA advisor.
Well, I'm actually originally from the Mason County Vocational FFA chapter, and both my advisors are Sam Nybert and Tim Kidwell.
Gave you a lot of help, I'm betting.
Most certainly, they both did. Very, very wise people.
And any other SAEs besides chickens?
Well, I actually also composted the litter from my poultry operation, so I was getting a little bit of dual revenue there and making some extra money from a niche market product. But really enjoyed that operation, and it really helped me to find my career path.
And let's talk about education and career.
Well, I'm actually at West Virginia University right now studying agricultural business and also picking up a double major in agricultural education.
Oh, here's another ag education, so I'll have to ask you the question. You looking at teaching, perhaps?
Most certainly. I think that we are able to make our biggest impact right in the classroom, and I want to be able to make that impact on students each and every day, regardless of their circumstances or where they come from.
Yeah, and here's a chance to plug my book, which is entitled You Can't Dream Big Enough, and I think this is probably the story of every national officer here today. You can't dream big enough, and I'll tell you, as an ag teacher, you can change people's lives because mine did, so the best to you.
Most certainly. I really appreciate it, Oriole. Thank
Okay.
you.
And that's Wes. Wes is our our Eastern Region Vice President. Now let's meet the 2 top officers of the National FFA. We meet, first of all, the Secretary, Mitch Baker. Congratulations, Mitch.
Thank you very much, sir.
And where from? Your chapter and your advisor?
I'm from Cookeville, Tennessee, which is halfway between Nashville and Knoxville. I come from the Baxter FFA chapter, and my chapter advisor is Steve York, but I will always call him Coach.
That's a good word for both ag teachers and FFA advisors. What about your SAE experience?
My SAE is in turfgrass management. Back in 2007, my brother and I started Baker Brothers Lawn Care, and ever since then, we've been creating curb appeal. So it helped me buy my car, it helped start my college fund, and I'm right now in the process of teaching my sister all about it.
You do a good commercial. I hope you do your own commercials on radio, TV in your area.
Absolutely. Do have good business cards? Well, I'll get you one before I leave.
Let's talk about college and career.
I'm at the University of Tennessee. I'm a sophomore studying agricultural communications with hopes to one day major in broadcast journalism.
You want my job?
I do. We've had this conversation. I would love to have your job one day, Mr. Samuelson.
Give you another 40 years and then I'll let you have it, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mitch Baker, the new National Secretary of the FFA. Now the big guy, the president, newly elected president of the National FFA, Brian Walsh. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's a humbling experience.
And an exciting experience as we watched you make your way on stage, and it's emotional, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm still, kind of full of excitement, and I'm speechless, but I'm excited to begin this journey.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your chapter, your FFA advisor, and your SAE.
I come from Woodstock, Virginia, and was a part of the Central FFA chapter. My advisors were Ms. Sherry Heichman and Dana Fisher. My supervised agriculture experience was in diversified livestock production. I actually raised swine and sheep to sell to local 4-H and FFA members across the state, and definitely grew a lot through that experience.
And are you an exhibitor at various fairs and shows?
I am. Unfortunately, they tell me I'm too old right now, but I've been showing hogs and lambs since I was 9 years old, and love the experiences.
So let's talk about education and future career.
I'm at Virginia Tech now, majoring in agribusiness with a minor in leadership and social change. After graduating from college, I hope to teach ag for a couple years and then maybe go start my own business or come back and work with FFA at the state level. And beyond that, maybe start a business, raise a family, and all that good stuff.
So finally, Mr. President, what would you tell young people who are in the audience watching us today who have not been an FFA, some good reasons why they should be?
I think FFA is that opportunity to grow, and I look at the person that I was when I was in 8th grade and was too scared to join FFA because I thought it was too far outside of my comfort zone, and I see it as an opportunity to grow into the people that we're meant to be and the people that we can become. And I think when we take and grasp and hold those opportunities that are out there, we can do anything. Dreams are endless, and the opportunities in this organization will prepare you for successful careers no matter what path you choose.
You can't dream big enough, and you're proof of that, and I'm sure that you and your fellow officers are feeling that this evening.
Absolutely, that is for sure.
Our new National FFA President, that's Brian Walsh, Virginia, and our congratulations.
Thank you so much.
There you have it, the new National FFA Officer Team, an outstanding group. And as we said earlier, all guys. So next year, do we go to all ladies? Well, you'll have to be back with us next year as RFD-TV continues live gavel-to-gavel coverage of the National FFA Convention.